All right, welcome. This video, I'm really about to drop the sauce for you. I'm going to break down the exact high ticket coaching funnel that I've used to scale my business to $130,000 a month, and the same exact funnel that has made me, wow, sorry about that, but the same exact funnel that has made me roughly $1 million in the past 18 months at 20 years old. I'm going to walk you through everything. Now, if you don't know who I am, long story short, my name is John Mark Stevenson. I started out as a fitness coach, really built a cult like following on YouTube, and was making about 60K a month with only 2,500 Instagram followers and about 15,000 YouTube followers. And that just goes to show that it's really not about the size of your audience. It's not necessarily about the views, but it's about the value that you provide. So I bought a Lamborghini at 20 years old with 8,000 followers on Instagram. And the biggest thing that has really separated me is that I've shown that you really don't need to go viral or have a crazy following to make a ton of money. Now, I have about 30,000 followers on Instagram at the time of this video, and I have about 30,000 subscribers on YouTube at the time of this video, making $130,000 a month, between 130 to 150K. And I just want to just drop all the sauce and give you everything that I have. I'm in Utah, took my family skiing. We went snowmobiling today. It's been an absolute blast, but my mind's always on work, and that's all that I'm thinking about. And luckily, I have the time, financial, and location freedom to work wherever I want. Hopefully, the same way that you will after watching and applying what I'm about to show you in this video. It's not just going to happen randomly. It takes a lot of hard work. I work all the time, but I love it, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So, before we dive into it, I really want you to understand that all you need to make a bunch of money is Instagram and YouTube. You don't need paid ads. You don't need to go super viral. You don't need to have a Lamborghini, any of that stuff. Again, I do run paid ads now, but I didn't even touch a single paid ad until I was making over $100,000 a month. Think about this reference. If your mind is like, oh, I need to run paid ads, it's like a beginner going into the gym and working out for 1 week and being like, you know what? I need steroids. That's what it is. And you put yourself on the juice and oh, wow, now you're making a little bit of progress, but it really doesn't matter. The whole point of the juice is to take you to the next level where it wouldn't be possible naturally, right? If you're squatting 450 as a natural and you've been training for 6 years and then you add the juice, boom, now you're going to limitations that you never would have been able to get to before. It's the same with paid ads. All you're going to do is run more traffic to a broken system. If you're not making money organically, if you're not gaining followers, it's not because you need to run ads. It's because you are shit. You suck. Okay. And that is just hands down. That's what it is. Running more traffic to a system that is flawed is just going to break the system even more. And you're just going to feel even stupider and you're going to lose all the trust that you have. So if you follow this step by step, I promise you, minimum you can be making $50,000 a month with your coaching business. I've coached B2C, I've coached B2B, whatever it is. I've coached FBA guys who are, have learned to do Amazon FBA and they're teaching that to other people. I've coached traders who have trading courses who are teaching other people how to coach. I've coached realtors. I really enjoy working with fitness coaches, obviously, because I was a fitness coach. But if you are teaching anyone, if you're teaching anyone anything, at the end of the day, you have a coaching business and the model is still the exact same. This is going to make a bunch of money. So I'm going to minimize myself. And before I just keep blabbing for another few minutes, I'm going to take you right into my system. So the objective with a high ticket coaching business, I want you to throw everything that you've learned out the window. And I want you to think, build relationships. Build relationships to optimize conversion. That's what it is at the end of the day. And before we get into the Instagram and the YouTube, I'm going to kind of walk you through why. Everyone's putting Calendly links in their bio. They're putting websites in their bio. They're putting link trees in their bio. And everyone looks like everyone looks stupid, to be honest. I was on the phone with someone last night, 95,000 followers, only making like 10K a month. Very first thing I'm like, bro, you've got a link tree in your bio. The consumer should not have to make a conscious decision between what they're going to purchase. If you're sending them to your YouTube, your website, your one-on-one coaching form, your ebook, your email list, your TikTok, they're going to sit there and, which one do I pick? Multiple choices ends up in them making no choice. You send them to one specific spot. And if you have a coaching business, the reason a website is the worst thing that you could send traffic to, I know, Iman Gadji and all of these other people have a website. You're not Iman. You can't do that. You need to maximize relationship. The number one reason that people will buy your coaching is because they feel like you can solve their problem the best. They're not going to go to your website and be like, wow, this VSO is beautiful. Let me just humble myself and book a call with this guy. You need to provide so much value that they either book a call from your YouTube or they DM you on Instagram. We're optimizing for relationships and conversion, because if they reach out to you and they have a conversation with you, now you're decommoditized. You know how many websites they've been to of other coaches? You know how many Calendly links and link trees they've been to? You look like everyone else when you do this. So the number one thing that you need to think about is, instead of trying to display yourself as some authoritative coach who, I'm the best weight loss coach in the whole entire world, make relationships. That's all you're trying to do. Build that trust between the viewer and you. Because a lot of times, especially if you have a big following, a lot of times you separate yourself. You seem like this person that they can't even conceptualize in their mind. If you're in amazing shape, or, if you're a realtor who's making a bunch of money and a realtor's just coming in the game and they want to be like you, and, you have some sort of digital product that you're selling, there's zero connection, because they're like, I barely just got my real estate license and this guy's already doing 7-figure deals. They can't connect with you. Going to a landing page just makes them feel more distant. If you have a crazy good physique, even if you don't have a bunch of followers, there's no connection to your story. What you need to do is start optimizing to send them to more value and create conversations with the people in your audience so that they feel like, holy crap, this person's just like me. They've just have more skill because they've applied the right tasks and the right actions that have gotten them to where they are. And that should be their dream state, right? So I'm going to walk you through how you can use Instagram and YouTube organic to build a stronger relationship with your social media audience and collect more cash every single solitary month. I have a rule. If you have at least 10,000 followers, you should be making at least 50K a month. You should be at least making your followers a month, like bare minimum. But anyone who has 10,000 followers who is like slightly good at what they're doing or follows this model can be making $50,000 a month. And if you think that's not true, so many of my clients have proven you wrong. And if you want credibility for me making this video, just head over to my Instagram. It's in the description, and you can see the countless testimonials I have. I've worked with guys who have 300,000 followers that were making 4K a month before they came to me. And I worked with guys who had 6,000 followers that were making 3K a month, and now they're making 80, right? So first off, let's start with Instagram. Now, the biggest objective, the biggest key point in Instagram is your stories, your reels, and your DMs. And they all work together collectively. Now, I've put these together with stories at the top for a reason. Stories are where you're collecting all of the cash. All of the cash. And a few things for stories. Let me break this down for you. My top clients, you can see right here, are all posting insane 15 to 20 stories a day. This is Nathan Sages. 15 to 20 stories a day. This is my boy Ecom Hish. 15 to 20 stories a day. Hish had about 7,000 followers, was making about 4,000 a month. He has a FBA business, so he teaches people how to run FBA. He's making 80, and he's bought this beautiful BMW. I think it's like an M8. It was like $100,000. I don't really know about BMWs that much, but Nathan was making about 4K a month with like 170,000 followers. Now he has almost 300, and he's making almost 50K a month. And then my guy Bennett Luke, who came to me with 1,900 followers, and in about 2.5 months, he just sent me a screenshot. I think I actually have it over here. Yeah, Bennett Luke. This was on the 15th. Right, you can see right here, January 1st through January 15th, $19,000 So the month's halfway over, so he'll probably do like 40K this month. $4,000 payments for a fitness program. He had never posted a single video. And keep in mind, he's going to do 40K this month, and he has barely 8,000 followers. 8,000 followers doing 40K a month. Fuck your excuses, okay? You just don't have the right systems. But they're all posting a bunch of stories because what are they doing brilliantly is they're building relationship through stories. People obsess about your specific method, your specific routine, your specific regimen, or how you apply yourself throughout the day. And the more you show up for them in the story, the more of a connection that you build with them and the more top of mind. You're always occurring in their mind, right? I have a lot of guys that the very first thing when they come in, they start implementing this method, they're like, bro, but when I post 10 times, my engagement drops. Who cares? Who cares? Would you rather have 10,000 story views and make $2,000 a month or have 2,000 story views and make $10,000 a month? I'd rather make more money. You don't want your story to constantly just, oh, I want it to go to all of my followers, because the people that don't care, the people that aren't in the conversion mechanism, aren't ready to buy. But the people that are, they're going to rapidly consume those stories every single solitary day. All of those touch points are feeding their journey throughout the consumer conversion mechanism. Real quick, I'm going to walk you guys through what the consumer conversion mechanism is, because if you don't know this, that's probably part of the reason why you're not making the money that you want to make. Now, Google did a study, how consumers buy online, and they found 7 hours of content consumption across 11 different touch points across 4 different platforms. Now, when it comes to high ticket coaching, I say 2. Can you use TikTok? Sure. Is it the highest leverage point? No. At first, you should just be putting all the time you have into Instagram and YouTube, because, spending 1 hour a day on TikTok versus 1 hour a day on Instagram working, you're going to get more out of Instagram. So all you need to worry about is Instagram and YouTube. But if they consume 7 hours of content on 11 different touch points across 2 different platforms, they'll buy anything from you at any price forever. If you're just making 2 or 3 picture posts a day, like, here's my meal and a couple of reels of your physique, why would anyone pay you a high ticket package? How many 30-second reels does someone have to watch before they've achieved 7 hours of content consumption? They're going to have to watch you for years. Now, how do we minimize the amount of time? Stories every single day. They're watching 15 to 20 minutes of stories. You're not just posting your morning cardio. You're posting your morning cardio and then posting 2 to 3 talking head videos about what you learned, why you still do it, why it's significant, and how it has helped you that they can apply. I have this thing that I teach inside of my mentorship that's called lead, relate, and attack. You don't want to just get on your stories acting like a douchebag, being like, this is why you can't stay consistent or do cardio, yada, yada, because it's not received. You set it up. I don't post any call to actions. None of my students do cold DMs. I don't do cold DMs. Every single dollar I've ever made or generated for my clients has come from inbound, because we do this so perfectly and we understand the system. Lead, show yourself doing it. Relate. Why is it significant to them and how does it help them? And then attack their inability to do it. In simple terms, that's what you need to be doing with your story. So my most successful clients are doing this all day long, every single day, showing up time after time after time after time after time, right? And I'm doing the exact same thing, making $130,000 a month. And I'm just showing you guys the sauce. It's like a daily live stream that they're watching. Why do these streamers, Kai, Sanad, and fucking, I don't know, Speed, and I don't watch any of these guys, right? But why do they have such a cult audience for posting stupid because the audience is spending so much time with them in real time, unedited, real, authentic, in the moment. That's what you need to be doing in your stories. And if you do this right, you'll pre-sell the audience. This is where the sales call is basically taking place before the sales call. Your sales call, your audience should already be educated, pre-sold, and ready to move forward. And the sales call should just be a moving forward of the education that they're having because you've been nurturing them in real time. You've built that relationship. You've optimized for them to reach out to you, to DM you. They know what you do. They know your process. They know how it's significant within their own life because you've done an amazing job portraying that to them. Stop commoditizing yourself by just posting your physique and being like, DM me if you want to put on 10 pounds. You wonder why no one's buying from you. How many stories are they scrolling through every single day that have those exact same words? Just because you have a good physique doesn't qualify you. People want to know that you're the person that's going to show up for them, even when they can't show up for themselves. And how do you do that? By showing up in the story and coaching them before they have even bought anything from you. Because keep this in mind. You post a picture of, your meal an hour before you go to the gym. And this specific, I'm going to talk to fitness coaches right now, but if you're not in a fitness coaching offer, you can still apply it. You post a picture of your meal, right? And then you just post it and people are just like, yeah, meal, whatever, they skip. But in hindsight, you post a picture of your meal, you post the macros, and then the next you do a video and you're like, guys, right there, that was just, I had some overnight oats, 50 grams of carbs. I had, XYZ with it. I do this because the way, when I put raw honey on it, the way that it gives me long lasting energy when I train, yada, yada, it can be basic stuff. A lot of times these people have never heard what you have to say, or they've never thought to try it because they don't think it's going to impact them. But when you talk about how it's impacted you, chances are 50 people in your audience are like, oh, wow, I have the same thought process. Let me try it. Now they go to the gym, they apply that. They're like, oh, I just had the best workout of my life because he posted this and said, I need to get my carbs in an hour and a half before, and I need to try this raw honey before the best workout of my life. Who do they attribute that win to? You, and they haven't even paid you. Now they're hyper obsessing over your stories. They're hyper obsessing because you provided value. It's not about views, it's about value. I'd rather have the 50 people that are going to watch my stories every single solitary day, apply what I'm saying, and they're in the consumer conversion mechanism where they're hot and they're ready and they're consuming my stories, rather than just having 10,000 people who are just mindlessly being entertained by my stories. Story engagement does not matter. You're nurturing the people that care because they're always going to show up, right? So next, we have reels and posts. Now, reels are really only for collecting new eyeballs, showing up for your followers, and building that authority and credibility and like social proof. You're not going to post some reel that makes you a bunch of money. Now, later down the road, you post a reel that makes them, gets a million views, and it as people go down the rabbit hole, start watching your stories every day, get sent to your YouTube. Now that's going to make you a lot of money, but no one's just going to be like, oh, nice reel, and then all of a sudden DM you and convert on a high ticket package if you're not posting the stories, if you don't have your highlights set up correctly, if you're not sending them to more free value in their YouTube. No one's going to see your reel and be like, wow, let me book on Calendly. I can't tell you how many dudes have crazy physiques, hundreds of thousands of views, getting no money, making no money. They're sending people to a link tree where they have to choose what they're going to do, and they end up getting confused with multiple options, and they end up doing nothing and just going back to scrolling. You have to make the decision for the consumer subconsciously. I'm not saying that these people are stupid, but we're not on social media being like, should I do this or should I do this? It's just subconscious. Scroll. What's easy? It doesn't matter how smart you are. That's how we always consume. So you should create reels with your viewer in mind and make them structured the way that I create every single reel. Now, a lot of these coaching programs and videos, people are just like, oh, just post a video, post a transformational. That's not real information. If you can't take action on it and learn it step by step, I don't believe that's information. So every single one of my mentorship clients, like they have a specific format of how they should make their reels. And then in our one-on-one calls, because I do one-on-one calls with all of my clients still, just because you can't call it a one-on-one mentorship if you're not getting on a call specifically with the guy that you bought from. It's retarded, right? Otherwise, it's just a course. But I walk them through how to make it specific to their offer. So what's good for, Nathan Sages might be different than what's good for Hisham, right? But the structure's still the same. And then we we make it specific for their offer and their personality, right? So I always think like this. I think of a theme, right? What am I going to make this about? And then I create a hook, and then the body comes from there. So if I have a theme, now the hook is kind of an extrapolation of that. And what's a shitty hook? A horrible hook is like, um, if you want to get abs in the next 90 days, watch. Stupid. Nobody wants that. But what I've done is I've literally engineered how to create a good hook. It has to be specific, because the trick is when you talk in like when you talk generally, you feel like, oh, this is gonna, everyone can relate to this, but no one feels called out. So no one engages. When you speak directly to a problem, the magic trick is that a lot of people can't actually diagnose where they are. So when they hear something very specific, they're like, oh, this is kind of related to the problem that I'm going through. Let me watch. And when you speak to someone's specific situation, they have to keep watching. Their brain has to satiate the curiosity of what is he about to say. So instead of just like, hey, if you want to get abs in the next 90 days, speak to their pain point. What's the biggest reason that, and I'm going to be very, very like broad in explaining this, obviously, because it's a Loom video for YouTube that you guys are watching. But if you actually are taking notes, you can apply this and you can make good reels. Instead of like, hey, you want to get abs in the next 90 days? It's like, if you want to be the shirtless guy this summer with washboard abs that all the chicks are staring at, here's the exact right? Because now you're speaking to the actual mental of the pain point. Just saying, if you want to get abs, no one feels called out. What's the main reason that most dudes end up wanting to get in shape in the beginning? Because of girls. They want people to look at them. They want more confidence. Speak to the pain points behind the thing that they're trying to achieve. So they're like, oh, this guy just read my mind. I literally have to continue watching with the hook. So the theme, here's how to get abs in 90 days. The hook speaks specifically to the pain point, and then the body needs to be actionable that they can actually use and take action on. The problem with you guys, it's not that you don't have good information, it's that you're packaging it in a way where no one wants to listen. They feel like they've watched the video 30 times. How many videos about, you guys are still making videos about macros and food, and you're not tying it to the person, and you're wondering why. Yeah, no duh, I need to track my macros, but how do I get myself to prioritize my goal and actually track it during the day when I have work and I have other things going on? That's what you need to speak to. Stop thinking you're going to make money as a fitness coach being like, here's the perfect workout to engage your biceps. No one cares. Speak to the pain point and talk about the action, the things that they need to mentally take action on to get them to where they're even staying consistent in the gym, to get them to where they can even be set up in a place where they can learn about how they can target their mind muscle connection better. You get what I'm saying? Good, right? Create videos that are impossible for your ICP, which is ideal client persona, not to engage with. Like I just said, when you speak to their exact position, it's impossible for their brain not to be like, I need to satiate the curiosity of what this guy's about to say because he just called out my specific audience. I've been doing this for so long, getting hundreds of thousands of views because I'm speaking specifically to the audience with talking head reels and something that I call infotainment reels that I teach inside my one-on-one mentorship. That's all you need to be doing. And then DMs. If you do the content system properly, which we're about to get into how YouTube comes into place, but YouTube is a massive part in this because, again, 7 hours of content consumption, how are they going to get that from Instagram? They're not. It's going to take them months, even years. But they're watching 20 minutes of your stories every single day, watching a couple reels a week, and they watch a 45-minute YouTube video, a 30-minute YouTube video. They could be ready to buy in a week and a half instead of 8 months. You decrease that conversion cycle time, and you'll have people like, this is a guy I onboarded a couple weeks ago, right? $7,500 payment in the DM. That's what my mentorship costs. This is only because there's so much trust that he knows he can just shoot me a text, have a conversation with me. I still answer all my DMs, have a conversation with me, and he's ready, and he's killing it. Jay Chris is killing it, right? And now You decommoditize yourself and you strengthen trust when you optimize for DM conversations, right? You shouldn't be, I don't use mini chat or some AI bot. You guys are like, oh, I have making 4K a month. I want to automate my process and go mini chat. No wonder you cannot get good. You're outsourcing before you've even mastered the trait. Talk to these people. It takes 2 minutes to qualify if someone actually has money or they're trying to waste your time. And the better you are at stories, the less crappy people you have reaching out to you. Remember this. If you're like, oh, all I have is a bunch of people from third world countries who are poor or 16-year-old kids reaching out to me. You know why? Because that's who you're speaking to. You're speaking to those people's problems. Speak to the problems of fathers who have 3 kids and they want to prioritize their fitness and their personal development so that they can be a better dad. Why? Because they probably have a good job and they probably have a lot more pain on the line. Don't speak to the problems of a 17-year-old. Speak to sales reps, busy executive guys, but target their specific pain points. Get into the mind of the person that you're talking about. If you're still talking about like, bro, you have to stop jerking off. And obviously, you're getting 17-year-old kids knocking down your door. You're speaking to their problems. It's not that your content has a problem, your messaging has a problem. If you have 10,000 people inside of your audience, you can convert 1,000 of those people. You're probably not good enough yet, but you can. And if you convert 1,000 people on I ran this ad, and people are like $1,000 fitness program, bro. You just saw here my client Bennett Luke has 8,000 followers. He's selling $4,000 fitness programs. People will pay when you speak to the right customer and when you can actually solve their problem. Plenty of people. $1,000 fitness program is cheap. So back to my point, if you sell 1,000 of those people, 10% on $1,000 fitness program, you just made $1,000,000. You don't have to have 1,000,000 followers, bud. You don't have to. You have to understand this system and understand your consumer and how they buy, right? So you amplify, you amplify the pain point and you tease in the DM, and then you either book a call, you close them in the DM, like I just did, which you got to have a little bit more authority to do that. I'd recommend that your KPI, your metric that you should be chasing from DMs is booked calls, or you plant the seed. You build that little relationship with them. If they're swiping up on your stories, if they're sending you paragraphs, I'm not telling you to sit there and like try and solve all their problems and be like Mr. Doctor in the DMs expecting them to buy from you, but just build that connection. Yo, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, keep going, brother. I can't really help you if you're not in my one-on-one mentorship because I'd have to figure out your problem specifically, bro. But here's kind of what's worked for a few of my guys. Boom. Things like that. Plant the seed, book calls, close. When you do the stories in the YouTube properly and you're sending people to watch your long form, they're watching your stories every single day. They're seeing your reels. They're seeing you win with your clients. They're seeing you win on a daily basis. They're seeing how you get through the problems that your target market would be struggling with and that you also struggled with, but now you've overcame. The trust is built. They will DM you or they'll go to your YouTube and book a call like I am about to show you. So the biggest things for YouTube is we've got long form talks. These are the number one thing, the number one metric you should be doing for building a relationship is long form talks. It's like the best friends that you have are the ones that you've sat and just had real deep, long conversations about life and about pain and about happiness and all of these things with. And if you know how to speak and you stop trying to create a persona of yourself that you're not, and you just authentically show who you are, what you do, and how you are, these will be your bread and butter, and they're easy to make. Now, you can do real education. Just like this video right here, I'm literally educating you on what you need to do to make $50,000 to $100,000 a month with a high ticket coaching business. It's real education. You also need to be building a cult like community. This is by answering good comments, posting community posts, speaking and giving feedback, making videos like you're literally engaging with your audience. They're the people that push you up. You should be interacting with them. I'm not saying answer every single solitary comment, but be there for your audience. Listen to what they say. Like, there's a lot of hate across these platforms. I'm not saying that you have to listen to the hate, but listen to the feedback. Listen to what they want. If you post a video that does 500 views and you post a video that does 200 views, post more of the video that does 500, not the video that does 200. If your average Instagram, or same with YouTube, if your average YouTube video does 500 views and all of a sudden one spikes and does 1.6K, you should be making more. If your average video does 10,000, one of them does 100,000 views on YouTube, you should analyze the video, be like, what did I do that's different? And then make more. Duh. It's not that difficult. You should be taking real-time feedback and applying it. And then what I do with my mentorship clients is, as they're applying my frameworks, we go and we apply, okay, here's the 5 YouTube videos you've just posted. Here's all the different titles. Here's all the different thumbnails. And then here's the views that they've done. And then we weigh them. What'd you do good? What'd you do bad? Was the title good? Was the information good? How can we apply it? And then we take the 2 best ones, we put them up against each other, and we're like, okay, here's what you can learn and apply and do next time. Boom. And every single solitary time, every week that goes by, every time they're getting on a check-in call with me, they're getting better, more views, more clients, more sales. It just goes up and up and up and up and up because we're using real-time feedback. Real-time feedback. This is what, treat it like a business, or it's not going to grow like a business. It's that simple, right? So long form talks, real education, and building a cult-like community, right? You don't have to have a crazy amount of views. I mean, you can see this video right here, 20,000 views, and there's no edits. This video is 37 minutes long. I've got videos in my car, like my aggression talk series that I did was just kind of like a motivational mindset type of thing, where like these were feeding me $60,000 months as a fitness coach with 2,500 Instagram followers. Some of these videos have 100, like I've got one of them has like 150K, one of them has 165K, a consistent 20, 30, 15,000 views on YouTube. And on YouTube, they're spending this is almost the equivalent of them watching 80 reels. 80 reels. 99% of you watching that probably haven't even posted 80 times ever. So this is what builds a true brand and builds a true connection. And this also is just the long form version of your Instagram stories. It pre-sells the audience and it qualifies the viewer. I'm telling you, if you're posting on YouTube consistently, which you should be, and you're consistently uploading 15 to 20 stories a day, and you're sending traffic, and they're watching your stories, and they're watching your YouTube, and they're watching your stories, and they're watching your YouTube, it's not if they'll convert, it's when. As long as what you're selling you have expertise in. You can't be 120 pounds trying to be a fitness coach. You have no authority. You can't be trying to sell a trading course when you haven't even gotten funded yet, right? You can't try and be a real estate guy or an FBA guy where you're teaching people how to do something you haven't done. I'm sick of these guys who are like, I'm going to be a business coach and teach you how to make more money. And I'm like, you've never made it. Well, I've made 3K a month. No one cares. I didn't even think about being a business coach until I made over like $500,000, and I was consistently delivering free results to people that were asking me. And then I was like, okay, I should probably start selling this because I'm really good at business and I love to teach about business, right? So as long as you have that authoritative perspective, you can do exactly like my client Ty Wynn right here. 847 views. Keep in mind, this guy, he just today, look, I'm going to show you this text. He just today reached 500 followers. I'm going to send you this DM, or show you this DM. Said, boom, congrats on the 500 G. And he was like, he said, what up, Mr. Double Black Diamond? Because I'm in Utah skiing. But look, 510 followers. So that you can see 510, but he had 200 followers, 200. And he made 10.5K last month. 10.5K. And I'm going to show you right here. Let's scroll up on Taiwan. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to show you this right here. Just if you think, again, 200 followers made $10,500 last month because he executes on this system flawlessly. Flawlessly. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. I think it's inside the school. I'm going to have to cut this real quick. Boom. So you can see this text. In my community, he has the stripe, but this is the only one. He says, another 5 bands before noon. That makes 10K for the month. Thank you, brother. You can see Taiwan. And then you can see like another, I'll scroll through the community right here. Sometimes when I share screen on Loom and I go to another tab, it's weird and I don't want it to cross out of this video that I have already going. But if you check this out, like imagine closing $2,000 clients, $3,000 clients with a couple hundred Instagram followers. Couple hundred Instagram followers. This dude is a beast. He executes every single solitary day on the stories without missing. And that's why he's doing so good. That's why he's doing so good. There's literally there's no other look right here. Quick two piece, boom, boom, boom. You can see it's Taiwan inside the community, $2,000, one client. Boom. He just crossed 500 followers, but it's because he's constantly sending people from the stories to his YouTube. He's building density. 5 people that convert on a $2,000 payment, that's 10K. You don't need a lot of followers. You need value and you need connection. This just goes on steroids when you have like 300,000 followers and you build even more connection, but it works with a small amount of followers or a big amount of followers. It doesn't matter if your goal is 10K a month or if you're trying to make 250K a month. This system works flawlessly. The same with Nathan Sage. You can see 81,000 views. So we have a big mix of like, long form talks right here. This is a long form talk, real education. Boom. Nathan had like 1,000 subscribers before he came to me, and just the stories and posting on YouTube, like quadrupled his income. His parents were getting onto him because he was, they were like, oh, you're doing social media, but you need to focus on college, getting a real job. Now this dude's making doctor and lawyer money from his phone, helping people increase their testosterone. Very specific. And testosterone offers are so hard to run because they're usually shit. But Nathan has good education and he follows the system perfectly. I mean, 81,000, like, it's disgusting. And this is my boy, Brand. Like, look, his physique's not that crazy, but he's so strong. He's like the Pan American powerlifting champion because all I attract is dogs. The stupid people go by from the guys that just flex their lifestyle and then they never work and you've never seen them on their desk or on their computer. And they're like, oh, he just threw me in a course. I wonder why, right? But the guys that have good talent, this is why I have such good results because the guys that are actually about it and work hard come to me. Dude has 200 subscribers. I think he's got 25K on Instagram. So it's definitely solid. But he bought a few of the other, top guys in the industry. And he was like, bro, they literally threw me in a course. I never talked to them ever again. We've already done 2 one-on-one calls since he's joined. I think he's already cooked like 7K this month. Bro's a dog. But he knows how to educate people and it's very specific. Give me 9 minutes and I'll add 23 kilograms to your weightlifting total. That is specific. He's not like, if you want to get insanely strong in the gym, watch this video. No one's going to click on that. Same here. Give me 9 minutes and I'll 2x your testosterone. Easy way to lose weight without counting calories. These are very, very specific things. And it's like real education. Raw talk. The same as if you watch my Google Calendar video, right? It decreases the conversion window cycle. It builds credibility and it builds demand. And what you're doing is amplifying their problem. I guarantee you in this video, you've seen at least 10 things that you didn't even know were a problem in your business that now are a problem that you have to now go fix because it's the lack of education. I'm not sitting here being like, you don't know this, you don't know this. I'm just showing you all the sauce and it's making you realize, holy crap, I didn't even know how to even run a coaching business, even though I have, I'm already making 10K a month, right? 10K a month is nothing. It's so morons can make 10K a month. 20K, same. 30K, you got to have a little bit more talent. You got to want it more. 50K, you really got to work really hard, have good work ethic. You got to have some finesse. You got to be smooth. You got to be good. 100K, you got to be a maniac. A maniac. You have to be. So many guys settle when they get to 20, 30K a month. Because like life changing money, making 20, 30K a month from your phone. Anyone can make that. Can you keep going? That's the question. Are you a maniac? Some of you may not want it, but I want maniacs who like, bro, I want to make 100K a month and I'm willing to every single. That's the type of people that I want because I'm building this business to create an empire long term. So we've got the long form talks, we got real education, and we're building community, right? Create these energy deposits, build internal worth, and create your group of advisors. What do I mean by that? You don't have to listen to hate. You don't have to listen to people that don't know anything about you. There's so much hate. People, oh, your car is rented. I'm like, do you know how much it would cost to rent my wide body tuned Lamborghini Urus? every day for the past 6 months, I would have to be so rich to do that. I'd be paying, like 50K a month just to rent the car, right? And rental companies don't even rent. I'm not even old enough to rent a car. I'm 20, right? But what's good feedback is the people that have been following you for a while, the people that actually care about your journey, them giving you feedback. If you get a comment, bro, this didn't really seem that authentic. I liked your old videos. And they actually care. Listen, it's your group of advisors, bro. They can, you don't have to listen to any of the hate. You don't have to always take into account what they say, but be mindful of the people who actually consume your content. It's like them leaving you a review of your product. Like, hey, I really like you, but this didn't really seem like you. It seemed like you're take that and apply it and build your internal worth by I get so many comments, hundreds of comments on my YouTube because I'm giving so much value. If you run this play correctly, this was 40 minutes and I could go on for 8 hours about how this can be executed. But I promise, if you run this play correctly, fulfillment is another thing. You have to fulfill, but this is just exactly how to create, good clients. Now, all my one-on-one mentorship students, they have access to every single solitary coaching program and blueprint that I used, and they're able to basically white label it for their clients, change the information. So, say you're a powerlifting coach and I taught more mindset, personal development, and bodybuilding, you can literally still take everything I had, change the things that you don't like, and implement, because fulfillment is a big part. You can make a bunch of money up front, but if you don't have repeat customers, if you don't get referrals, my program's so good that each person I sell brings me another 4 people, and people buy multiple times. That's almost unheard of when you have a coaching business, because so many people just focus on the initial conversion, then they burn the relationship. They burn it and they're just burning themselves out, posting call to actions every single day, cold DMing all their followers. It doesn't build something long term. But if you use this system, I promise you can cash collect 50K a month. No problem. Give yourself 6 months and you'll be there. I promise. But you have to post this religiously, and you have to keep in mind that in the beginning, inertia takes place. In the beginning, it's going to be really hard. You got to post stories every single solitary day. You got to post YouTube videos. You're not going to be good. You're not going to know what to post. But as the momentum builds, it gets easier and easier and easier and easier to move forward. And then your only daily thing is, oh, how can I make this better? How can I make this move faster with less input? How can I get better results for my clients? How can I, get more testimonials? All of these little things, because you have to have really, really good fulfillment. If you're cash collecting 50K a month, you have to know how to manage it. And there's so many more things, but this video is everything that you need to start collecting like so much money with your high ticket coaching business. Guys, if you want to scale, I run a business called 100x Mindset. Now it's focused on making coaches stupid amounts of money through these systems. Like, if you thought that this was in depth, bro, this is just like surface level. Like, I was riding snowmobiles all day and I sat down and I was like, oh, let me cook up something, just giving it. Like, the reason I can give away what seems like so much value is because there's so much depth to what I actually do. Like, step by step, how I create my titles for YouTube videos, how I speak, how I psychologically speak to the person that I'm trying to target in my reels, how to construct reels, how to make the theme, how to edit videos, how to build out a program, like all of these things. If you have a coaching business and you want to scale, or you just want to learn how to perfect your offer, or how my systems can really help you break through those plateaus and reach $50,000 to $100,000 a month, there is a call. First link in the bio. We're very strict with who we take on, but you'll kind of really get to walk through the one-on-one dashboard, how it'll integrate into your business. And if everything goes smoothly, I'll see you on this other I will see you on the other side. Yes, I take all my one-on-one calls. So if you are in my mentorship, you will be getting one-on-one, not a group call. Yeah, we have group calls. I have education. It's like you'll be in a part of the group, but you will get calls with just me and you working on your offer specifically tied to what you're doing. And if you just want more free value, click the link that goes to my Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Tell me what you're struggling with in your business, right? I'll get back to you. Watch my stories. Just like this, I'm giving out tons and tons and tons of free value every single solitary day. And subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you liked the video and if it was valuable and how it helped your business. I'm going to keep putting out as much content as I possibly can. Really going to go hard on YouTube this year because there's just so many people doing it wrong. And that's the biggest grudge on my shoulder, is that I truly want to redefine how people think of a coaching business, and truly keep changing more people's lives. I've made nearly 100 people more than $10,000 a month, and that's almost unheard of, even with these people that have been doing it for years and years and years. So, if you're interested in more of those systems, like I said, first link, and you can jump on a call. Second link, you can head over to my Instagram, and you can kind of see more of the day to day of what I do. I'm always on there, and I'm always interacting. But with that being said, hope you take this knowledge and you apply it and you make stupid amounts of money and you change the whole entire trajectory of your life and your family's life. I love you guys as always. Stay aggressive, and I'll see you in the next one.